physics, and those who want to become economists and all that stuff, they gave more importance to economic subjects, something like that, some bullshit like that. So I was like in the fourth and second, but it was like fourth. I remember, as far as I can remember, it was like the fourth, which was like computer programmers, and it was like mathematics, the number one. The second it was physics, and then there were the other ones who had less importance. But if you hit those, and they were like mathematics and physics were like the hardest ones. So, but if you hit those, you are like. And I remember like these guys, like they were all like, it was like a movie, like seriously, like a movie. And they were all like, yeah, they were preparing and all that stuff. And I remember at that year, because I was like studying so hard, and I had a white light, in my leaflet, like my ears, my eyes started hurting. You know what I mean? And I started like developing problems with my eyes, and I couldn't see. And I went like to a doctor, and he gave me glasses. Yeah, man, like I became a nerd. I had glasses. I had like the Oakleys, right? But they were like glasses, like like, and I was like, they were like they were small too, and they would open like this. When I went and got a skeleton, and the guy, he had like a great skeleton, and it would open, like they weren't they couldn't break. You know what I mean? Like you can open like them till the end. So I was like putting the glasses, and I started becoming a nerd, and everybody would look at me like in the school, and they would like be, what the fuck, like it was like a transformation, like a Kafkasian transformation. You know what I mean? I transformed into a nerd, and because they were like, this guy, like the loser guy, like the rebel in a way, the this that. I was like even like staying like with my friends, and all my friends, they were like the smokers. They were like smoking cigarettes. You know what I mean? And like high school smoking cigarettes. They all had like a place where they would smoke cigarettes, and everyone in the school will look at us and will be like, stay away from those people. You know what I mean? But I wasn't smoking cigarettes at that time. Like I started like smoking cigarettes after university. But these were my friends. Like these were my friend group. So I was like considered like the guy like who wouldn't like get into university, who wouldn't do anything. So at that year, because I was studying and all that stuff, in the middle of the year, like I got like the glasses, right, and I was wearing them, and I became accustomed to them, so I started like wearing them everywhere, like I didn't care. And so all these guys, they would tell all that stuff, and because they were like in their minds, they were like, okay, now since we get the good grades and all that stuff, we are going like to write great, right? Because they wouldn't like say in their mind like, okay, yeah, but how the fuck do we get the grades? We get the grades because we are licking teachers' bottoms, and we kind of write a little bit, we don't write a little bit, we ask the teacher the themes and all that stuff, and the teacher might laugh a little bit, because they were doing those things, those guys. Like, oh, Mrs., so like in this and this subject, will it be? And the miss might laugh, like, and they would get that. So they would focus like on that subject, like snakes. So those snakes, like, they would do all that stuff, right? And they were like gaining points. And everyone is laughing. So great stories, man. What a life. So uh now even the girls, you know what I mean? Like the girls, like they they wouldn't uh, like us in a way, because we were like, bear in mind, like, from that group, I used to have a crush on one girl, right? And she wouldn't, like, she had something, of course she had something with me, but she was like, oh yeah, but he's a loser and he's not going to do anything with his life. And now, like, her boyfriend, right, is like at that group, like, of friends that they were like go like very high, like, in their life. And I was like in the group of the misfits and all that stuff, and she was like with him, right? And but this girl, like, she's like a lawyer right now in Athens, I think. I don't know where she is, but uh she was like the best, like, student, like, in our class in the school, you know. So the exams come, right? Boom. And we prepare, everyone prepares, like, even the TV plays, like, the Panladikes are starting tomorrow. Everyone, get ready. We wish all the best in the families, because now the families of each kid, they are invested, because they have paid for the after schools, and they are paying for everything. They are there. Everyone, like, prays, like, because here it's like the Christian Orthodox, and everyone, like, they go like to the churches. They pray to Jesus, like, to keep their kids, safe, and to succeed in the universities that they want to go, like, because it's like your future. And if you don't go to the university that you want to go, like, the only time that you can apply again, it's like the next year, so you're wasting 1 year of your life. You know what I mean? Like, let's say you want to become a doctor, right? But you write 17,000. Even the 17,000, they are great, like, you can get like into other schools. But you want to become like a lawyer, you don't want to become a chemist, like, because after lawyer you are a pharmacist, and then you are a chemist, biologist, and all that stuff. But you don't want to become a chemist or like a biologist. You want to become a doctor, right? And now you write 17,000. Now the next year you might write 18,000, but still you don't become a doctor, right? Now it's like in your mind, you become like 20 years old. All your friends, they are going, like, your parents, they are paying extra again and again and again. You know what I mean? So there are these things that they play. So the stress levels, they are extremely up for the kids and for the families. And a lot of families, like, they don't have like the ability to pay for schooling and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it's like very, very demanding, and you really need to be focused, right? And you really need to succeed. And bear in mind, like, I live in Alexandria, right? Alexandria is like 20 minutes away from the second biggest city, in my opinion, the most beautiful big city in Greece, Thessaloniki. So it is like 20 minutes away from, and in Thessaloniki they are like the two most prestigious schools, the one that I went, University of Macedonia, and the Aristotle University. And universities, right? Schools, yeah, universities. So it's like 20 minutes away, and you go like with a train, you know what I mean, or like with a bus. So if you don't write, or like if you don't get the University of Macedonia or Aristotle University, like in the computer programming stuff, you might go like all over Greece, man. You know what I mean? And if you don't hit the numbers, you might like go like 10 hours away from your family or something like that. Because, like, let's say like, you go like in Crete, right? You are like in the north, and Crete is down here, right? The island of Crete, that you go like on the summer. right? So you are like here in the north, right? So you go, you travel, you travel, you travel, you travel in Athens, and then from Athens, right, you get the boat, boom, and you go down and you go in Crete. So bear in mind that you might not even see your family. You might see your family once in a year or something like that. So a lot of stuff plays, like, and everyone is like stressed out. You might not get into the university that you want. You might not get into the best university that you want. You might get uh, away from your family for a lot of hours, away from all your friends. Like, imagine, like, all your friends, they have passed like in Thessaloniki, but you are like in Crete, or like you are like in Peloponnesos, or like you are like in islands, you know, and all your friends, they are having fun, they are posting on Facebook, and they are like, everyone is together like in Thessaloniki, but you are like away, like a lot of things they play. So the only thing that you can do is like succeed, and succeed to the best, and succeed, especially everyone's dream here, like in Alexandria, was like to go in Thessaloniki. You know what I mean? Like to go in one of the two universities in Thessaloniki, because you can come back in Alexandria whenever you want, and or even you can like stay in Alexandria and go like in Thessaloniki and all that stuff. But that was the thing, like Thessaloniki, like everyone was like, we need, because Thessaloniki has everything: doctors, lawyers, computer programmers, engineers, teachers, whatever. I think even it has like for pilots, for the army people. Yes, it has also policemen, everything. I mean, everything. There is nothing that Thessaloniki doesn't have when it comes to universities, right? So how long am I? Oh, I'm 30 minutes. Wow. Story. Renaldo Zaimi talks about how he got into university, and 30-minute story, 20 plus minutes story. So I got everyone like is like boom ready. We study, we study, we study, we study. We write, we write, we write, and the exams, they finalize. They put our names, tapes in our names. Boom, 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 boom. They send them. Now, what happens after they send them? You have to wait, I think, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks. I don't remember, but it's something like that, right? And you go to your school, to your morning school, and they get in a big leaflet like the W's right here that I have, Renaldo Zaimi, right? And they get the names of each student in the school, in your morning school, right? And they get the points, just the points. How many points did you score, right? So we go there, and boom, I see, man, like 15,000.9, something like that. I was like 100 points, 50 points away, like from 16,000. But bear in mind, with those points in the fourth way, road, whatever you call that, in the fourth section, right, you are like one step behind like engineers and the top tiers. You know what I mean? Like, you are not A plus, but you are A. And when I was at that time, I was like, what a fucking idiot that I was. Like, why the fuck did I say that applied informatics? Because I trained my brain to just hit the A. Like, if I had, because I was like, yeah, because in my past I was like I was a loser. I was like in the back. So how the fuck am I going like to get an A plus? But an A, it's achievable. Even though a lot of people might say that, oh, you were realistic. No, I wasn't realistic, because even the A wasn't realistic for me because I was a loser, man. I wasn't supposed to get into university, right? I was like, so I go up and I go like to the teachers because I want to ask for something. I wanted a leaflet or some shit like that. And all the teachers, they look at me as I was like, what the fuck did this guy do? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck this guy did do? And that the same thing that I did, like I was a loser and I wrote, did at that time my best friend, because like he was 1 year older than me, right? And I told him about that guy that I had friends that I was friends with in lineage 2. And this guy, he told me that, bro, don't listen to anybody that they tell you you are a loser. It doesn't matter how much of a good student or a bad student you are. Just get in there. Like we used to talk in Ventrilo. Ventrilo was like an application that you were talking, you were playing the game, and he was like, bro, listen, like, you don't care about your grades, you don't care about the teachers, you don't give a fuck about what they say, you don't, just study. And where do you want? I used to tell him, like, I want in this school applied informatics in Thessaloniki. He was like, it is extremely achievable, bro. Like, I wrote like 19,000 or something like that, some shit like that, he told me. Like, and I wasn't even like a good student, like I didn't give a fuck. And I was like, no, I don't want 19,000, I want just like 16,000, like just to get into applied informatics. He was like, you can do it, don't worry, you are smart, because like I was playing good. Don't worry, just read. And then when we would go like for a coffee with my best friend, like here in Alexandria at that time, he was about to get into university, right? No, he was like about to write in to study. And I told him about that, and I said, man, like, you can do it, like, right, get into university, man, and the next year I will do that, like too, and I will get, and we will be like in universities and get away, like, because at that time our our dream was like to get out of Alexandria, to go like in the big city, you know. Like, man, like, let's go, let's study, man, like, let's do something with our lives. What are we going to do, like, with our lives? And he was like, man, like, I don't know, and all that stuff. And I was like, do that. And he did that, but he didn't went like in Thessaloniki and played informatics. Like, he went like, because like he was away like for 300 points or something like that, so he went into another city, but also a computer programmer, right? And at my time, at my year, the next year, I even hit more points than him, right? And I went like into applied informatics, and the teachers were like, what the fuck? Like, they were looking at me. And I remember there was like one teacher, when before the points would come out, we would also write the exams for like our certificate of high school, you know what I mean? And there was like but you don't care about that, you see. The certificate doesn't get into the points of your, you might have, my certificate was 9 point something, but my points were like almost 16,000, so of course I would get into university, you know what I mean? So somebody else's, the points, they might have been like in the school 17.9, right? But he wrote 10,000, so he doesn't get to the university, to the prestigious university, right? You see? So one of the teachers would tell me like, oh, Renaldo, like, why are you giving like Constantine was like, why are you giving like your leaflet like so fast? Because I didn't give a fuck, like, it was like, you give it like your leaflet, it was an empty leaflet. I don't care, like, put 9.9, 9.10. I don't care about like my certificate in the school, my high school certificate. I don't give a fuck about that. And she was like, oh, why are you doing that? Oh, you're going now to go and work, right? Did you find a work? You know what I mean? Like, she was like, so since you won't go like to university or some shit like that, go find a job, right? A 9 to 5. 9 to 5 meaning like, but she would tell it like in a derogatory way, you know what I mean? How they would say that, that you are not like in a, you will never go like in a university, and now you have like to work in your life, because I was making fun of her also. So she was like that. And after the points came out, everyone was like, what the fuck this guy did. They couldn't believe they couldn't believe in their eyes. Like, they were looking at the points and were like, what the fuck, you know? Like, and bear in mind at that time I was like the first Albanian to ever, like, from Alexandria to get like into university, and they were like, what the fuck, like, these people, they're supposed like to be. So everyone was like, wow. And I so the teachers, some of them, they're congratulating me, others they are like looking at me and they were like smiling. this 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 teacher was nowhere to be found, you know. This girl who told me, this woman who told me about working, even though I worked after that, I got a job, but it wasn't like in that way that she implied it. So now now we got the points, right? And I'm starting and learning that that group of guys that they all said they were going to be this and that and hit 19,000, they all hit rock bottom. And when I say rock bottom, they hit like 14, 15, but in the fifth, you know what I mean? In the fifth section, which was like in a way, the loser section. It wasn't like the most prestigious, was like the fourth and the second. In the fourth, they were like hitting like 12, 13, 14 maximum. And I was like, what the fuck, these guys? And I was like so fucking happy. And then I was checking like the years before, like for the University of Macedonia, applied informatics, and I was like away. I think I was like 1,000 points or some shit like that. I was like very far away, meaning like I would get instantly. So all the summer I was like extremely sure because now a lot of kids, you know, like a lot of people, they have like that uncertainty. Oh yeah, but I'm away just 100 points, or like the year before that I wouldn't get into the university with my points, you know what I mean? And boom, they get online, September comes, and I get into the university. I got in, boom, I hit my name. No, not my name. Axiokratia. Everyone the same. I hit the barcode, I think, or something like that. Boom, I get in. You are in university. Applied informatics. Welcome. And it was like the most side quest that I ever. Deep inside me, I knew it, man. I knew that it was a side quest. It would never like be my life. Deep inside me. Boom, I hit the number and all that stuff. And I remember my parents were staying like in the living room, and I just, because my dad was like against it, he never like believed in me, or like he even would like badmouth me with a neighbor that we had. The neighbor would come in my house, right? And the neighbor, a female neighbor, she and my dad would make fun of my mom because she was paying for my tuition, the after school, you know, like, and they would badmouth me while I was staying in the next room studying. And they would say like, her son will never amount to do anything. She's wasting our money. My dad wouldn't work, you know. He couldn't pay a single penny for my tuition, right? She is wasting our money, Effie, because like her name like was Effie, and Effie, she would say Alberto because like my father's name is like Alberto. It's like Albert from Einstein, but here in Greece they put him a no because it can sound better, right? Yeah, Alberto, you are right. Your wife is wasting your precious and hardworking money. Now, you know what happened? I'm like, I get into university, right? And I'm like, Mom. And she's like, Yeah, I got in. Because, like, she knew that I got in into university. Like, we made it. And my dad was like, What is she saying? And my mom's gets up. Like, she's happy. I am happy, extremely happy. Like, we hug, all that stuff. But I was happy in a way, but I knew that it was a side quest. I knew that i- something, like, and like everyone like starts like, like getting into, like, oh, like he did it and all that stuff. Wow. And Effie learns it. So Effie comes down from the fourth floor. Small, small woman, blonde, short hair, and she had like a form of a chicken. You know what I mean? Like short legs, and then it was like big, 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 like like a chicken or like Tweety, something like that. And like she comes in with a plate of food and like 50 euros, and she's like crying. That bitch was crying. Even my mom wasn't crying, or me, like who. Now, bear in mind, like she was crying like so much, and she was like, "I am crying tears of joy." I could. Bear in mind, all the year she was she was bad mouthing me, like with my dad, right? And when she learns about like my success, she's like, "I can't believe it! Congratulations!" Like I cried so much, like I couldn't believe it. I'm so happy for you. Here is $50. Got you, bitch. My dad, he was like, my dad, look what he did, man. Alberto is like on another level. Like, I, I don't wanna like show my mom on the streams and all that stuff, or like, but I will show you my father like in the future, like Alberto, like the guy, like he's like on another level. So my dad now, what he does, right? We're talking about being humble in life, right? So my dad now, he doesn't even know the importance of the school and all that stuff, because like from my father's side and even in my mom's side, but nobody was like in university, nobody was educated and all that stuff. I was like the first in the family to ever, and especially I did that in Greece, right? I didn't even do that in Albania. I did it in Greece. And as we said, Greece, most prestigious schools all over Europe. It is the hardest, right, to get into Greece, right? Greece, Russia, the hardest, right? School systems. And even Greece, for all of you who want to know, has the best doctors, all over Europe. The best doctors in Europe, they are in Greece. So the most prestigious out of that, Albanian, early like 2000s, right? From the first Albanians to ever go in university. I wasn't like the first Albanian to ever get into university, but I was the first Albanian to drop out of university in Greece. So, uh, my dad now, he doesn't know anything, right? But he never spent a single penny. He didn't even care. When I was studying, he would have his TV on, like loud. I would even tell him, Dad, please, can you lower the TV? He was watching some Greek trash TV series or like some shit like that it has no importance, but he wanted to pay attention, right? He was like, come on, Ronaldo, like, why the fuck are you telling me, like, to lower the TV? What the fuck, man? I was like, Dad, please, because I want to study, like, for the university, and it is important. Like, what the fuck, man? Okay, man, like, don't break my balls. And, and he would lower it just a little bit, and I was like, Dad, because my wall wasn't, it was very thin. I was like, Dad, please, can you lower it just a little bit because I can hear it because my ears are good, man. Like, and he was like, man, stop breaking my balls, man. I'm trying like to even translate the Albanian, like, Renaldo, man, stop ban, trapping, man. Renaldo, man. He was like, stop breaking my balls, man. So he was like, he was lowering. I was killing his vibe, you know. Now, what Alberto does. I was about to call my dad motherfucker, but that motherfucker, he asked my mom, okay, University of Macedonia. He wasn't even remember. He couldn't even remember applied informatics, right? And what he did was, he went to one of the greatest candy shops here in Alexandria, and he got like a box of candies, right? Chocolate candies that they are wrapped. You know what I mean? He got them, and he went like, as I have told you, like on earlier streams, right? Here in Alexandria, there is like the big road. It's called like Vetsopulu, where all the what you call them, all the shops are in. You know what I mean? Shops, boom. And it was like, it is the main road here, the main street, right? And it's like from here to here, one street with shops, like, and malls and mini malls and all that stuff. And he started from here to here, man. Like, he went in every shop. Like, he didn't let a fucking shop, and he went to every shop, and he was like, hello, like, and all that stuff. Even because my dad, like, he's very communicative, and my mom also. I don't know why I didn't got that from there. I was like very introverted all my life, very shy. I used to be. So he went in every store, like, and he was like, oh, my son, he went into university. And they would ask him, congratulations, Alberto, where did your son? And they were like, even in their minds, like, Albanian, like, you know what I mean? Like, it was like surprising to them, like, wow, congratulations. And everyone like was happy, because bear in mind, like, every country, and even Greece, right? Everyone wants like their immigration population to succeed, so that they can give like to the country. You know what I mean? They don't want their immigration population to be like to do like, or even like to go like and to do like bad stuff, illegal stuff, or stuff like that, or even like to stay always like in the bottom, and to do like the bottom jobs. You know what I mean? Like, they want, so that the best minds, like, they can help Greece to elevate. So everyone like was like very happy. They were like, congratulations, Alberto, like, and they were even like, you give like the good, like, to the other Albanians, like, to start like sending their kids to schools. Bravo, Alberto. But they didn't know that Alberto didn't invest a single penny. But they would ask him like, where did your son go, in which university? And my father, he wouldn't even remember like to tell them εφαρμοσμένη πληροφορική, which means like applied informatics, right? And he was like, no, I don't remember. I cannot say it. I don't remember. And then he would ask again my mom, and my mom would tell him again. He would be like, oh, please, can you write it to me? And my mom would write to him εφαρμοσμένη πληροφορική, and he would get the leaflet, he would stick it in his pocket, and every time he was about to brag, he would get it out, and he would say εφαρμοσμένη πληροφορική Thessaloniki. Now, listen to that. He got, and he went all that box of chocolates, right? He went like maybe and got like 50 chocolates, or or 40, I don't know how many. Me and my mom, who did all that work, who got all that stress, we didn't even got one single chocolate out of all these chocolates. The guy, bear in mind, he got 50 chocolates, man. Like 50 fucking chocolates. And he didn't even kept 2 chocolates for me and my mom. Right? Or like at least for me. Like, here, Renaldo, here is one of the chocolates. Get it? He was like, 2 chocolates, extra 2 stores for me to brag. I'm telling you, man, Alberto is like on another level. And as I grow up, I am more and more even forgiving. I forgive him more and more about the stuff, all that stuff, man. Like, seriously, like, the guy, God made Alberto, like my father, because he wanted to test me. You know what I mean? Oh, we got 1 hour. He wanted to test me for real. And I have forgiven my father. I believe like I have forgiven him like 99%, like 100%, something like that. And I love him, like, and all these, they are memories and all that stuff. It seems, I think, that I have forgiven him, but yeah, a lot of people, they are like, oh, why don't you talk like 10 years with your dad? And at that time it used to hurt me, man, because, and when I went into university, he wasn't working at all, so I couldn't get a single room even there. And I had that crush on the girl that that I talked to you about. But yeah, I would cut right here because I'm going to upload this segment, 1 hour segment. I will get it into 2 parts, maybe. So it was a long story, but it was a good story. And the guy that this girl, this for future stories, the guy that the boyfriend of this girl went to another city, a lower city, lower points, and me and the girl, we went like to Thessaloniki.